Hey everyone, it's Jeff. We are nearing the end of Online Module 2, and with that comes the last step that we've called Polishing Unit Plan number 1. There's been a little bit of confusion about what expectations are, and so I wanted to take some time to communicate that in a screencast because I felt like this explanation needed a personal touch beyond just text and pictures. So if we look at where we're at right now, I have navigated to our Google Classroom course, and on my screen I have Online Module 2.3, Polish Unit Plan number 1. Now, the intention for this wasn't to make you think that you had to be done with your unit plan. What this is we're going to use Google Classroom in order to have a check-in with you. So we're going to use the assignment feature here to have you attach what you've been working on so far in your Google Doc template that we gave to you in the first online module. And there's a little bit of confusion about exactly where that document comes from, and I totally understand that. So let me show you what we're talking about. The document that we're expecting in this is actually your blended unit planning document that looks something like this. And I actually copied one of your alls because you've been doing such an excellent job with this. So this is the document that we started working on. We assigned it in the first online module, and we've been asking you to go back to it during the face-to-face days. And we totally understand that a template is limiting. We are not expecting this document to be anything fancy, and we definitely don't expect this document to be student ready or student actionable. This is not a learning place in itself. What it is, it's a common way for us to communicate about your unit. So really, if we think of it less of a document, less of an assignment that you're submitting to us for us to grade, it's more of a place for you to put things to where you're kind of metacognitively walking through what you want to do. So throughout the process of all the face-to-face events and during the online modules and all in between, we're sure you've been thinking about what this first unit of instruction is going to look like. What we are hoping you will do in the bottom part of this document, where it says classroom activities, classroom assessments, online assessments, and the things that you still want to do in order to finish the creation of this lesson. We want you to be able to pour your thoughts. Describe to us what teaching and learning is going to look like. Link out to things that you've created. So if you've created a Pear Deck, link out to that. If you've created a Kahoot, link out to that. If you've started to curate resources in Digo, find a place to link out to that. We understand that your design of your unit might not be exactly congruent to this document. We hope that this document is open-ended enough to where you can pour things into it. However, you also reserve the right to completely rip apart this thing, remove some of these categories, add additional categories. The point here, folks, is to let Stacy and Kelly and I into your thinking about what's going on. Because we want to be able to come into this document after you decide to turn it in and provide you some really good feedback on what we see that you're doing, ask you questions about what we're not sure on, so like ask you some more detail, and then provide suggestions based upon that. The more metacognitive you can be about actually putting your thoughts about what you want to do in here and not like eliminating the gray area. Try to have us read between the lines as little as possible. The better our feedback is going to be to you, because what we hope to give you is a lot of feedback to where you can continue to work on this. And then when we get to the summer dates, we can take more of what we learned and keep being informed by what your design for teaching and learning is. So that when we're talking about, okay, what does this look like in the classroom? How are we going to set up desks and chairs? What's going to be expected of students to do in an online environment? What are they going to be doing in a face-to-face environment? And what kind of soft skills are they going to need to be able to do that? So this really helps us to get to know what your design is going to be a little bit more detailed, to give you that personalized feedback that you need on your teaching and learning designs, and give us a good start to go on as we move on down the line here, as you develop your second unit plan and as we flesh them out to student actionable things. So that's some of the rationale of why that's there, and I know that for some of you this is going to be repeats. I've said it a couple times at sessions, but we can't overstate that enough, that we really want this to be your document, and it's really just our window into your practice and your thinking. So we're using it as a communication tool, not as the Bible end all be all thing that we want from you. Please don't treat this as an assignment to check the box off of. Obviously that will be great if you do that, and we'll just move on down the line. But we hope that you see it as an opportunity to put something thoughtful in there that we can provide thoughtful feedback on. Now, as far as the nuts and bolts of submitting it, you'll notice that in 2.3 in Google Classroom, there's an open button. If you click on the open button, you'll be taken to an empty assignment submission. Clicking on Add and selecting Google Drive will open up a window that lets you access your Google Drive folder. You might have a lot more than I have in here because I just have a test account. So you might need to search for your document. But once you locate your document and select it, you'll notice that it appears here and it's ready to be turned in. Clicking Turn In indicates to us that you're ready for feedback. So once we have gotten the turn in notification from you, we'll go through your document and provide you with some feedback that will hopefully help you to further move on down the line towards a completed unit for your students. Hope this was helpful. I'm sure that there's still some questions that I've left unanswered. Please feel free to reach out to myself, Stacy, or Kelly, and we're happy to help you out. Hope you have a great day. We'll see some of you on this upcoming Saturday, and we'll definitely see you online.